Happy birthday to you. Do you remember that part from Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I do remember that. That was the worst scene in the entire show.
I've seen like a bunch of TikToks since I finished it that are like every time I rewatch Breaking Bad, I skip through that entire scene. Yeah, it's Tommy's birthday, or it was 2 days ago, and I forgot.
It was my birthday 1 day ago.
Yep.
Yep. Uh, yeah. After many years, I'm 21, and I'm finally 4 years away from renting a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big 2-1. That's the big milestone here.
And you're what? Like 11 something. How many years until you can run for president?
14.
Is
You
it
gotta be 30.
15?
You gotta be 35.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 4 more years until I can run for be a house rep.
Wow.
Hmm.
Vote for Tommy.
Yeah.
Anyway, in honor of Tommy's birthday, we're gonna do his favorite movie of all time, which is also like the only one, as far as I know, that Tommy has like consistently enjoyed the whole time we've been friends. Like the other two movies in like your top three thing on Letterboxd or whatever, like you came to those conclusions recently. Airplane's the only one that like day one you were like, this is my
Yeah.
favorite movie.
Yeah, I think the other two movies, like, I can see some flaws in them, and I can also like see why they're not my favorite movies,
That is
but they're
not true.
really
You
good
can
movies.
literally cannot see a flaw in Nemo, and you've
Well, the flaws is that it doesn't grip me as much as Airplane does. It doesn't have the same like, oh, this movie's. I don't know how to. It doesn't have the same love as
yeah.
Airplane does.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I sent Tommy some movie trailers earlier because I wanted to get his thoughts on it because
Hot take.
we did an episode on DC fandom in August, and we did an episode. It was just one of our random episodes. I don't even remember which one it was, but we recapped like all the Marvel and Star Wars and Disney's like Empire news that came out in the Investor Day. And we haven't really talked about anything in that realm since. Oh, we did WandaVision, but
We haven't talked about Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet.
yeah, we'll probably
Saving
do
that
that
for next week.
next week or the week after, whenever Tommy watches it. But yeah, so I sent what we didn't talk about is you saw the like little what's it behind the scenes featurette for Suicide Squad when that came out in August, but this is like the actual first
Like
official
trailer.
trailer. Yeah. And that released like 3 weeks ago or something. So I wanted to get your thoughts because mine are probably fairly obvious.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I'm like not a huge superhero fan. Um, I don't know. This seemed like pretty funny. They said the F word a couple times, which I'm like, wow, I did not see that coming. Um, and I don't. It seemed. I don't know. I guess I was wondering what your thoughts were because my thoughts are pretty like, yeah, it seemed cool. I didn't have like many like striking thoughts about it, so I was wondering what you, if there was like anything that you caught that might not have been like that maybe I wouldn't have noticed or normal people.
Well, I just think first of all, I think it looks really fun. Like the villain reveal at the end is that it's this DC Comics villain called Starro the Conqueror, who's basically just a gigantic starfish.
Oh, okay. I thought it was, yeah, there's this like I was like, is just like Patrick Star or something?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
So I
oh,
thought that's quite fun because in the comic books he like can attach like starfish to people's faces and they like go under his control and stuff. And I think that'll be kind of a cool fun villain for something like this. And I just like I don't know, I just like the vibe the trailer gave off. It's kind of like a 70s war movie kind of
Yeah,
feeling, but like with a
I can
lot
see
of
that.
like a colorful cast of characters, and like their costumes are just really fun. Like there's a lot of really funny characters in this. And what's cool is that James Gunn has said like on Twitter and shit that this movie is like, first of all, 100% his with like no interference from the studio, which is very rare in terms of blockbusters right now, whether that's Marvel or DC. Um, and that a lot of these characters are gonna die. Like you didn't see the first one, and you know you're pretty lucky for that. But um, in a movie called The Suicide Squad, you want like some characters to die, and like in the last one, there was nothing like that. And so I like that this is kind of righting the wrongs because you know there's a lot of characters. It looks like, but you know a good chunk of them will probably get yeeted midway
Yeah, I
through.
remember how you brought up how you. I don't know if you theorized this or it was something, but I remember you mentioning how like there's like the possibility that there's going to be multiple Suicide Squad movies, but there's just going to be like a rotating cast of characters because like a bunch of
Yeah,
them have been
I
filed.
think I think you'll probably have some that stick around. You know, like Harley Quinn probably not going anywhere. If I had to take a guess, maybe King Shark because that seems like a character that they're banking pretty heavily on in this trailer. So, but I do think like it's gonna surprise people who dies in the end. Like I think if this was a trailer for anything else and it came out, you'd be like, okay, Idris Elba's character is definitely gonna live. And I like that James Gunn has kind of been like, you know, because from the way the trailer looks, it looks like there's an A team and a B team kind of thing. Like there's like the
Yeah,
main team and then there's like a smaller team. And I like the idea that like both those teams are equally at jeopardy to be like dead. So I'm really excited for it for that regard. Plus, Sylvester Stallone voices the shark, which is cool.
really.
That's funny. Yeah,
And I heard he's a Trump supporter.
is he?
I think so. I saw
That wouldn't
something like that.
surprise me.
Yeah. Um.
But that's also weird because he's like in a Ryan Coogler movie,
Who's Ryan Coogler?
directed Creed and Black Panther.
Huh. That is a
Eh.
little surprising. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
He's an old fucking man. Who cares?
Yeah, and then the other thing
And
was
then yeah, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. It seemed like pretty standard, like superhero movie, at least for my like viewing.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like its trailer, I just like its title, Legend of the. It was called Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten
That's just
Rings.
like that's just like an instantly like interesting title. So I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Do you know anything about Shang-Chi? I don't.
I
This
know
is the first one I've
next
just
to
heard of.
nothing because, like, I don't know. Uh, Shang-Chi like is a very not small character. I don't want to say, but he's gone through like a lot of changes. Like when he started out, he was like an extremely not culturally like relevant, like appropriate character. You know, just like because it was like comic about Asians in like the 80s or whatever. So it was just like
Yeah,
chock
it
full of
was.
stereotypes.
Mhm.
But they did like a revamp pretty recently, and he's kind of come back a little towards like he's still not in the spotlight, but he's like teetering, I guess. But this movie will definitely like push him there, which I like that they have like this really obscure little section of the universe that they can pretty much do whatever they want to and not have people be like, actually, in the comics, Black Panther was, you know, use this type of martial art and not this type of martial art. Like, you're not going to really have that with Shang-Chi
Mhm.
because, you know, I'm sure there is someone out there who's like the world's biggest Shang-Chi fan or whatever, but it's kind of like a Guardians of the
Is
Galaxy
that?
deal where they can just have some freedom.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. When is it coming out?
But September 9th? 3rd?
Disney Plus or in theaters?
Right now, it's just theaters. I
Okay.
think right now their plan is that Black Widow is going to be like their bridge back into theaters because they're doing that on both.
Okay.
But I don't know. I do think this, is a lot more interesting looking than like Black Widow, which was, I don't know, just looked very. I don't even know if you ever saw the trailer for it.
I think I saw it like many months ago. It didn't stick with me.
Yeah, it didn't last. But I think it did give me some like pretty generic Marvel vibes. I'm talking about Shang-Chi, but it did give me some pretty generic vibes at some point, like quippy sidekick and like
Yeah.
very obvious CGI battle somewhere in there, and it's like
Like over the top.
hopefully like
Yeah, like the trailer is like just full of over the top action scenes,
mhm.
and it was like, okay, like I don't know.
But it does look like they did like take a bit of care to like
Oh,
make the
definitely.
martial arts and stuff look good, and I like that. So we said, and I like the main guy, Simu.
Yeah, more than
How
not,
do you
I'm
pronounce
excited
this?
about it because it looks cool. Looks really
Yeah.
cool. It looks like better than like even though like the trailer is seems like it's in like the normal Marvel movie format.
Hmm.
It still seems more interesting, and I'm like I'd be more willing to see it than like a regular Marvel movie,
Right.
like a Thor 2. You know what I mean?
A Thor 2 or like a Iron Man 2 or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm excited for it. But yeah. Suicide Squad is probably the one I'm a little more
And that
excited
comes out
for.
in August, right?
Yeah. We'll probably do an episode on both of those
Yeah, maybe
because
we could
as new
see
movies start
Suicide
coming
Squad
out,
in theaters, possibly.
yeah, I'll definitely be seeing it in theaters because I'm fully, well, not fully yet, but I will be fully vaccinated.
No blood clots yet.
Not yet. Yeah, is there anything else going on over there?
No, I see you got Sour Patch.
Yeah,
Do you like watermelon or the kids better?
I bought both today, but Lily took the watermelon ones from me.
The watermelon are better.
I kind of agree. I didn't
Mhm.
used to, but I kind of do now.
I think we went over this in our candy tier list. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
nothing
I'm
really
trying.
else
I
is
just muted my mic while I'm chewing because it's pretty gross sounding.
You're saying this is the person who literally just ate a full ass sandwich on the mic.
Yeah, but like it's a gummy, so I feel like it's like grosser.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you got nothing else to talk about,
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing. What's been
all
going
right.
on with you? Have you figured out your diarrhea situation?
Funny enough, yes,
Oh, you
I
have?
have.
This has been
Yeah.
years in the making. For those of you that
Yeah.
don't know, um, for like literally ever since I knew Michael, he talked about how he's only had diarrhea, like never anything else.
Mhm.
Um, so this is big news.
Bless you. That's a loud sneeze. Yeah, it's been chronic. So I started taking fiber supplements and probiotics, and
It work?
for now,
Mm.
I think I've like still happens. Put a small cork in it though, which is pretty nice. But I have like an actual. I have to like actually get like a colonoscopy and shit.
Ew.
Yeah, Tommy. Well, you brought this up, so you get to hear all about it now.
Yeah. How's that gonna go? You already got one, right?
No.
Oh, you did.
No, I've had an inspection, but I've
Oh,
a certain kind of inspection. But God, Tommy, you're making me get personal on this episode.
I mean, we're all sharing at this point. I'm also, I hope you
Uh,
don't mind. I have something in my teeth, so I'm gonna quickly like floss it out.
okay. Are you okay? Do you want me to pause, or are you doing it right now? Oh,
Yep.
okay. Oh, you use those. Those are bad for the environment.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
They look like. Why are they bad for? Are they plastic? Is that why?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
one-use plastic.
I didn't know. I've had these for years because like they come in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
These are like the green ones that kind of they're not dinosaurs, but they look. I don't know.
So this episode we've covered Tommy's flosser design and my ass.
Stay tuned next week where we'll talk about
We're really gonna have to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
yeah.
I do have a new problem.
What is
That's
that?
my lips are like extremely chapped, like more chapped than I've ever
You
had
ever
in my
used
life.
Aquaphor? That's it. You literally pulled it up.
Yeah. It was like so bad this morning. Like my face felt like it was pounding. It was
You
so
know, one
painful.
time in when I went to the dentist, the lady who was like, like doing stuff, literally goes like, "Your lips are so chapped," and then like puts something on a Q-tip, and then just like does this while I'm like getting my teeth cleaned.
So weird.
It was pretty disrespectful, Loki.
God, ew. Your lips are disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move on and talk about airplane now.
Okay, so I like the Boeing 737 the most. Um,
Oh my god. Dude, the jets in our like where we live next to the airport. It like is so fucking loud that it like literally shakes the entire house
really?
when the fucking military jets fly overhead. Yeah. I was on like the subreddit for the town I'm in, and people were like, "Does anyone know where I can buy like an anti-aircraft gun?" Like it's like the whole fucking town knows, and it's so loud. And they do it at
So,
like 8 p.m.
oh, okay. You know, my place, there's this like garbage truck that
There's a
literally like
what?
I know this is even crazier, but like because I live in like the like it's not really dorms, but it's like on campus apartments, and there's this garbage truck that comes at like 6 o'clock every morning, and like everybody I know who lives here like talks about it. It goes beep, beep, like just so loud, and then like thrashes, absolutely demolishes this fucking like recycling like bin. Like it literally sounds like somebody's getting like murdered. It's like the most loud noise at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Anyway, the movie Airplane, starring
Ted
I don't know
Stryker.
anyone's name in the movie besides
I
Leslie
know
Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen plays all the characters. Oh, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Mhm. All right, Tommy, launch into it. I'm not guiding you on this one because I don't. I've seen this movie twice in
Yeah.
my life.
So this is an amazing movie. It's like very specific comedy. It's a lot of it is like based in parody. Because I think I found out like there's a movie that I don't know what it's called, but like Airplane is almost like scene by scene a ripoff of that movie.
Is it Airplane Mode
No
by
idea.
Jake Paul or Logan Paul or
Oh,
whoever?
okay. Is that an actual movie?
Yeah, it's Logan Paul's parody of Airplane. I
Is it
think it's like
in?
the third lowest rated movie on Letterboxd.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Dude, that would be torture for everyone involved.
Um, but yeah, it's very specific comedy. It's like I guess it's slapstick. I don't really know the genres of comedy, but it's just a good time. They're all joking around. It's like every single scene is like a different joke, and every joke hits. There's like not many jokes that like aren't funny. Well,
Mm-hmm.
actually, that's not true. There are some jokes that just don't hold up to today because this was a movie made in 1980. But for the most part, most jokes are like really funny and like hold up to today, which is really good.
Hmm.
I'm sure if I just like Google best airplane quotes, I can just talk about this for like hours.
Also, for the record, I pulled up airplane modes letterbox page and it has a 0.9.
Holy shit, that is really low.
Yeah, I've man, I bet that is just terrible. Logan Paul is
Um,
in Baywatch.
yeah, so I'm trying to look, and there's just like really, really funny stuff. Like this lady who's like Ted sits down. Ted is the main character. He sits down on the plane, and he's like clearly like not doing too hot. This lady goes like, "Oh, are you nervous?" And he's like, oh, "Yes, very nervous." And she goes, "Oh, first time?" He's like, "No, no, no, I've been nervous lots of times." He's just such a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's a lot of that like very like characters say like things completely literally
Hmm.
or like take things completely literally. Like everyone knows the like Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious, but don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, it's like everybody like people say stuff, but they like get what they mean like completely wrong, and that's like what
Yeah.
makes it really funny. Like the other thing is at the end, like towards the end of the movie, and we're not gonna do spoilers with this because it's literally a comedy movie, and you know, if you haven't seen a movie from 1980,
There's no spoilers
yeah.
really.
So Ted like has to fly the plane because like all the because everybody gets sick from eating the fish, and who Ted goes up to Leslie Nielsen and like one of the attendants, and he's like, "I can't do this. It's a completely different kind of flying altogether." And then they both go, "It's a completely different kind of flying."
What's this is a bit where they're like he needs a hospital. A hospital? What is it? It's a big building with patients in it, but that's not important right now.
And they literally have that for like so many different things. Um, there's the one where it's like, "Oh, he wasn't doing too well, but we sent him to headquarters." Headquarters? What is it? It's a place where the military kind of works things out, but that's not really important. Um, and who is it? There's that. Oh, one of the things I love is do you remember the scene where there's that little kid who goes up to the cockpit?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and one of the guys, because their names are Captain Over, Vector. So their names like what is it? Oh, their names are like Over Vector and no Over Victor and Roger. So like there's this whole scene in the middle of like in the beginning of the
Oh
movie
yeah,
where it's
yeah.
just like um he said something over I'll try to find it. It's like it's so funny.
Or it's like Roger, Victor over or something like that. Like it's that shit.
Yeah. Um let me see here. So he goes, oh, here it is. He says that's clearance over, and then the guy goes over. Oh, no, 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 this is the wrong one, but it's pretty much the same thing. There's I'm kind of ruining the joke, but they get messed up with their names. It's really funny, and I don't remember it. Um, but there's that scene where the little boy goes up to the cockpit, and the guy Captain Over starts like asking him really questions, like, "Hey, have you ever been to a cockpit before?" And he's like, "No, I've never even been in a plane before." And he's like, "You ever you ever like gladiators?" You ever
Oh
like
yeah, you ever
gladiator
watch
movies?
movies with gladiators in them?
It's like, "You ever been to a Turkish prison?" He's just asking like such sus questions.
I like when the kid recognizes the co-pilot as a basketball player, and then like he keeps denying it, and then later in the movie they pull him out of the cockpit. And he's wearing the basketball shorts.
He's literally wearing the basketball shorts. Oh yeah, because the guy goes like um the kid goes up, is like, "Oh, I love you, but my dad says you don't try hard enough, and then you rely on your teammates for all the work." and they actually don't do enough in the fourth quarter. And then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar like holds the kid by the collar and he's like, "Listen, kid, you tell your father that I'm busting my buns to carry these like excuses of teammate." It's so funny. He's just like literally about to fight this kid. Here it is. It's we have Clarence, Roger, what's our Victor? It's just, like I don't know. I really appreciate this movie just because like even though it's all comedy, the writing is just incredible because they all had to like be on their A game to just write this many like quality jokes.
There's yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the writing is just like they don't forget anything. You know, that's what like every joke goes where it can. I don't know how to describe it, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like really really subtle humor. I'm looking at one right now, and Leslie Nielsen asks the captain, and he goes, "Captain, how soon can we land?" And he goes, "I can't tell." And then Leslie Nielsen goes, "You can tell me. I'm a doctor." And then I think I don't have the rest of the quote, but I think it like keeps going on from there. And it's just it's great. Like I would see if you haven't seen this movie, it's just like the perfect movie.
There's also the bit where Ted's landing the plane, and like right before he starts landing it, Leslie Nielsen comes in. He's like, "Just so you know, we're all counting on you," or whatever. And then like as he keeps like the plane trying to land the plane, Leslie Nielsen comes in again. And he's like, "Just so you know, we're all counting on you." And then I think does he do it like after they've landed or
So he does
something?
it before they before he's about to land. So like when he's like beginning the whole landing thing. And it's like pretty normal. It's like, okay, he's just saying that. And then like he does it like while they're like going down at full speed and like about to crash. He's like, "I just want to let you know we're all counting on you." Then they land and everybody hugs, and then he comes in and says it again.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's
You ever see
I've
the Naked Gun?
I've seen the first Naked Gun. Yeah,
They're both really really funny.
because it's got that same kind of thing where he's like, the woman's like looking in the attic, and he's like, "Nice beaver," and she just hands him down like the taxidermy beaver.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of I don't know. The movie's just great. It's literally like to me, it's like the perfect movie.
Hard to talk about without just sitting here saying like quotes from the movie over and over.
Yeah, because usually whenever you talk about these kind of movies, like all you want to do is just like say the quotes and like
Yeah,
say the funniest parts.
that's I think that's one of my favorites is when it's like someone's like calling them. It's like something ham. And he's like, he's,
and then the Mayo
like,
Clinic calls him later, and then
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He's like, "Okay, give me ham on 5 and hold the mayo."
M15 hold the Mayo. Yeah. It's such a I love it. It's literally like I really just can't think of many flaws. Like there's just like every scene is just like another like stupid joke. Like they go to like the flashback with like when Ted met Elaine, and they just like they met by dancing, and there's just like this really stupid
Ridiculous dance scene.
where like they're doing like disco dancing or whatever, and Ted starts like he's like the center of attention, and then he starts doing like the weird I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about, where like he has his hands like crossed and he's like moving his legs while like squatting.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's doing that, and then he like somebody throws him juggling balls, so he starts like juggling.
Yeah, I do like that whole dance scene. It's really funny.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I think one of the other reasons I really like this movie is it's just not many other comedy movies are really like this anymore.
When Ted's like, "Oh, I think that's what led to my drinking problem," and then he throws the water in his face.
Oh yeah, he just like completely misses his. I also, what else did I like? They're like they, they go to the place. I forget where it was located, but he met like all those people in like who was remember when he taught all those people basketball?
Mm-hmm.
And like he just started like playing basketball with them, and then like one by one they were literally like all making baskets, and then he goes to a lane and he's like, I think next week I'm gonna teach him baseball. It's really it's just so good.
I like this is also like so much stuff happening with like the passengers that you don't. It's like the like nun is reading like boys life
Mm-hmm. Boys
magazine, and then
reading
the little
Nun's
boy
Life.
is reading nun's life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
Yeah, like there's no like I would say like, oh well, the plot and then this is good for this character, but like I
oh
don't
yeah,
know,
there's like
there's none of that.
there's no plot. It's
The only like criticisms I could have of the movie is like characters that I personally don't find funny, but I've also watched the movie with other people who like find that character hilarious. I'm talking about Johnny, like the guy in the airport. He's like more towards the end.
yeah, it
He's
was
the one who's
like
like, and Leon's getting larger.
yeah, I think there are a couple of funny lines out of him, but I would agree he's like definitely not the funniest.
Yeah.
And I think most of the funny scenes happen from the actual airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's not to say it's like it's bad. I still think it's hilarious. Like when the
Yeah.
guy's just
No. Of
like,
course.
he's like, I picked the wrong week to stop smoking. And then it goes later, he's like, I picked the wrong week to stop drinking. And then he goes, I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing
Stop sniffing
glue.
glue.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I feel like we've pretty much gone over, well, not all of them, but we've gone over most of the good quotes from the movie.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's hard. This one's hard to talk about.
It really is. Like what else do we say besides like all the funny jokes? Um I don't know. I just like I said before, I don't think there's many like comedy movies that really compare. I mean, there are some really really funny comedy movies. Like I think Scott Pilgrim is one of them. That's more recent, but besides that, like I can't think of many recent comedy movies that are like as funny.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I think on like the planes, trains, and automobiles episode, maybe
Mm-hmm.
that like there are so few comedies that like you can watch a second time and be like funny, especially like more than that. And like I don't know, a lot of the comedies that release now are just so like one and done for me. It's like
Yeah, it's like starring Kevin James, Adam Sandler, and like
yeah, right.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and it's just like really stupid.
And I guess it's also like I feel like there's just this, this isn't 100% accurate because I know there are strictly comedy movies that come out and people see, but they usually are bad. But I mean, like, there's like I feel like there's just fewer like strictly comedy movies that come out. Like most of like people being like, "Oh, that was such a funny movie." It comes from like you know, oh, it was an animation or a superhero movie or like, you know,
Yeah,
it wasn't like a comedy that they were like, oh, it's so funny. Like there were people who were like Deadpool or like, you know,
yeah, I
I don't
agree.
know. Another example,
Mm-hmm.
like there are people who said like Parasite was like the best comedy of 2019 or
There was
whatever.
like maybe like two jokes that I was like, okay, that's sort of funny, but I did not laugh like at all. I don't know. I didn't get people that said it's a comedy.
I didn't either, but I'm just saying like I don't know. I can't even think of like a recent movie that was like a comedy that people like universally beloved. And I'm saying recent in like the past 6 years because I know there was some stuff in the 2010s like
I'm sure there is
21 Jump
one that we're
Street.
just like missing.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up. Let's see.
One thing that I do want to talk about for
Yeah.
comedies. This is, I guess we can kind of go off on a different tangent because I feel like we've totally exhausted Airplane at this point.
Yeah, we'll circle back maybe.
Something else that I like, recent comedy that I think is like absolutely hilarious. However, it's not movies. I'm sure you know what I'm about to say, but it's Nathan for You. And it is literally like, I've been rewatching some of the episodes recently, and it's just like, it's so funny. It is like absolutely the funniest show I've ever seen. Maybe it's up there with Impractical Jokers. Like Prime Impractical Jokers was absolutely amazing, but Nathan for You just always slaps.
It's done now, isn't it?
I think so. I think he's like, I don't really know what he's doing right now. I want more of him.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking it up, and like in terms of recent comedies that I've like seen, yeah, like so many of these are just like every Marvel movie is fucking listed here.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know.
But I guess like people are saying Booksmart, but Booksmart was like a teen, like coming of age movie. Like, yeah, it was a comedy, but it was, I don't know, super bad, and that was in the 2000s.
That was what, 2004?
Something like that.
Yeah, there's
But
not too many good ones.
2007. Check out our episode on Superbad if you want to know more.
That's during Michael Cera month, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
right.
or like accidental Michael Cera month.
Yeah, I think we did like, what was it? We did like 2 Michael Cera movies by accident. And we're just like, well, might as well do a third.
Might as well do another Michael Cera movie.
Yeah, so I'll read you the list. So there's a top 20. Want me to go over the top 10?
Top 20 what? Comedies of
comedy
all time?
movies of the 2010s.
Yeah, okay, do it.
Okay. Oh, 21 Jump Street. That's 2012.
Yeah, I figured that one. I like that one.
Okay, so it starts with The World's End. I've never heard of that.
Edgar Wright. Yeah, that makes sense.
The Lego Movie.
Love it. But again, that's an animation.
What We Do in the Shadows. Never heard of that.
Taika
The Nice
Waititi.
Guys. Never heard of it.
Seen it.
Lady Bird. It's not really a comedy.
Yeah, see.
Paddington 2.
More
The
of
Grand
a family
Budapest
movie.
Hotel.
Definitely not a comedy.
Bridesmaids.
Okay.
Pop Star Never Stopping. It's a Andy Samberg movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I've heard it's good.
Never. And then MacGruber, which is a 2010. Yeah, none of these like really pop out to me.
So like the most recent one of those is Lady Bird.
Also, didn't Scott Pilgrim come out? Came out in 2010. Yeah, this list totally snubs Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, I don't know. Not many good comedy movies. However, Nathan for You is good.
It just feels weird because like now I feel like there's not as many just like strictly comedies coming out. Whereas like remember the 2000s when there was like a Jack Black movie every 5 minutes?
Yeah, remember when Jack Black was literally like the guy? Like he was
Look,
just
he
like
still is the guy. Fuck you. You don't like Jack Black?
No, I mean he's a nice guy. Sure he's a good guy, but it's just like when I think of like actors in movies, I do not think Jack Black.
Well, that's probably because it's not around much anymore. You know what we should do an episode on?
He's not the guy anymore.
We should do an episode on School of Rock.
I've never seen it.
I think you would like it. We can get a certain friend of ours, I think, would do that one.
Oh, yeah, the one who's into music?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he like it?
It's on HBO Max, yeah. Yeah, he loves it. I've talked to him about it. He like models his life off of Jack Black. So.
You know, that's very true.
Have you ever noticed he talks the exact same way as Jack Black?
No, I didn't realize that.
He does. There's like I've seen Jack Black like pop up on my TikTok a few times, and I'm like, that's just
Him.
that's how he is. That's how our friend is.
I'm gonna have
Like
to study this a little bit more,
he
but I think
acts
you're
the
onto something.
same way. Like look up some of his like uh he has a YouTube, he has a gaming channel, Jack Black. Like look up
Wait,
some of
really?
his like yeah, Jablinski games.
Jablinski games. Oh my god, I'm so
If
gonna
you
check
just
that.
look up some of his videos, like he is our friend. The way he acts, it's really funny. But yeah, anyway, Chad, I guess.
Holy shit, that's so funny. Yeah, absolute Chad.
Again, sorry for our lackluster discussion, but
Yeah, I mean, what else can we really say about Airplane besides
yeah,
watch it and
right.
it's really funny.
Yeah, besides watch it and don't let us ruin all the good jokes for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all the good jokes. There's like
There's literally we've done like a tenth of all of them.
mhm, if
What else?
that.
Yeah, something else I realized about movies that I found really funny because I realized that like I've definitely laughed at a lot of movies, but there's not many comedy movies that I've seen. And what I realized is a lot of the times where I've watched a movie and like laughed is when I'm with other people and we're just watching a bad movie and just like absolutely trashing on it.
Oh yeah.
So we did that with what? We did that with Spider-Man 3
Spider-Man 3.
and
Even though I
Godzilla
actually
versus
like
Kong
that
recently.
movie.
You don't really hate
Yeah,
it?
Godzilla versus Kong was rough. You know what we should do? The fucking Mortal Kombat movie is coming out.
That would be really funny to dunk on.
Have you seen any of the trailers or anything?
No.
It just looks so bad. It's I don't even have any familiarity with Mortal Kombat like whatsoever.
I know it's a fighting game and I know it's like
I know
pretty gruesome.
Scorpion
They're the
and I know
fatality
Sub
thing.
Zero. Yeah, I know like some of the characters, which is probably why it would have like kind of the same vibe as watching Godzilla versus Kong. Because I don't give a shit about Godzilla versus Kong, but I know who they are.
What if we watch it and it's actually just like the best movie we've ever seen?
Fuck it. If Mortal Kombat is the best movie of 2021, I'll pay you like $50.
Yeah?
The best movie of 2021. I'm
That'd
pretty
be actually
confident.
absurd. I would actually love it if it was the best movie of 2021. But
Yeah, literally, Mortal Kombat wins Best Picture.
um yeah, but besides that, there's not many other shitty movies.
Yeah, what have you been watching? Anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Have you seen anything? I've been watching Name It for You a little bit, but that's about it.
I started another Harry Potter watch.
What do you usually start from the first one?
Yeah, typically. I
Which one are
feel
you
like it's
on?
just one of those series where you have to.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe. It's just I watched it over the break and it was like it was a task. Like I really
oh yeah.
like.
Well, the thing is, I've seen them so many times now. Like, I don't have to like really pay attention.
That's fair. That's very fair.
So
I
like,
felt like I needed to
I
pay
could put them on
attention.
while I'm doing homework or something,
Mm.
which is a nice vibe. But yeah. And I also watched Kung Fu Panda.
Speaking of Jack Black,
Yeah, which is kind of why I'm on this School of Rock thought train
also
now.
also the guy, I'm pretty sure, I could be completely wrong, but I'm like pretty sure that the dad in Kung Fu Panda is in Airplane. What's his name? What's the dad's
The
name in that?
Goose,
The Goose.
Mr.
Goose
Ping.
in Kung Fu Panda. What's his what who was he played by?
I'm looking it up. James Hong. Yeah, he is. He totally is.
Yep.
Wow. Now that's a connection.
Mm-hmm. It all comes back.
Just another sign we got to do School of Rock.
Yeah, and also besides the other elephant in the room is that there is an Airplane 2. I
Have
don't
you
think it's
seen
as
it?
I have seen it. I have not seen it in a super long time, so I need to watch it again. It might actually be pretty good, but I don't think it will be because I'm pretty sure that I don't think Leslie Nielsen is in it, and he was like a major reason why the first one was so good.
Mm-hmm. Did he? Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. The first airplane has 4 writers. But no, Leslie Nielsen is not one of them.
Yeah, I never get it because I think Leslie Nielsen just might be a person that like, well, for the movies that I've seen him in, like good comedy follows him, but I know he's in a lot of other movies.
Oh, you know what fucked me up the other day?
What's that?
So like, you know John Hughes, right?
Nope.
Yeah, you do. He's the director of like Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, all those like 80s movies.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Anyway, he didn't direct, but he wrote both Home Alone movies and the first 3 Vacation movies.
So why'd that?
This would have been a cooler revelation if Tommy knew who the fuck I was talking about.
I know. I mean, I know that he's a person that exists because I know that these movies need directors and writers. I just didn't know. I didn't know who he was beforehand.
Fucking Christ, Tommy. It's John Hughes.
It's a very
on a
normal
movie
name.
podcast. That's like me being like, "Oh, Martin Scorsese," and you're like, "Who?"
To be fair, I think Martin Scorsese would probably hate it if he was compared to like literally anybody besides himself.
he's filming another movie.
Did you ever see The Irishman?
Fuck no. I will one day, maybe.
Yeah. I say I'm gonna, but there's no way I'm ever gonna see the movie. It's so.
The thing is, like, I've always got this bone to pick with my boy Marty, but every time I watch one of his movies, I'm like, yeah, he's actually pretty good at this.
Yeah, he's good. He's just kind of I don't know. I don't like his opinions, but I like his movies.
Yeah, that's probably true of a lot of people.
Yeah, I was about to say Quentin Tarantino, but then I realized like, there are many movies of his that I just don't like.
Yeah, right. We're both like 50-50. I'm not 50-50. How many have I seen?
I haven't seen all of them, but the ones I have seen, I'm always just like, either I do like it a lot, or I'm just like, yeah, it's good. Like it's not great, but it's just good.
Yeah.
There might be like 1 or 2 movies that I really just like don't vibe with.
Kill Bill fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all we got this week. Sorry for those of you expecting it for us to strap in for a deep dive onto Ted's psychological state in the airplane, but kind of just a dude.
Yeah, that'll come never. But what's probably good is that because what's it called? Is Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the series finale next week?
Yeah, well, this week.
This week. Okay, so I imagine for next week we'll probably do that. So it'll be a bit of a longer episode, I imagine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that'll be it. But yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Listen to our other episodes and we'll
make sure to brush your teeth.